Welcome to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is 𝘁𝗍𝗂𝗃𝗍𝗁. I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. And we are aware that some of you in the audience, you may already have a plan in place for retirement, but is it recession-proof? Can it withstand any changes or any storms that come this way? Today's show is for you. Stay tuned. Kristina, how are you today?
Fabulous. Thank you. Great to be here with you always.
Great to be here with you too, my friend. Thank you so much. Good to see you. And Rob, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Just happy to be here with both of you and ready to get the day going.
Me too. Me too. I'm excited about today's show because we're going to talk a little bit about people that are in the audience. Maybe you already have a plan in place for your retirement, but what happens? What happens? Is it recession-proof? Let's talk about that, Kristina. What happens when there's changes going on in the economy and things look a little different today than they did 5 years ago? And what are they going to look like 5 years from now? What do we do?
Yes. When I think about this, I think about a stress test. Back a long time ago when I was in middle school, we had shop class. That I don't think that exists anymore. And we built these little bridges out of these toothpick type things, and we would put them in a stressor to see how strong they were. And I think about that. Someone has built this bridge that they're trying to make sure that they're going to get over to their retirement, and it's going to be nice and safe. Can it pass that stress test? So some of the things I want to challenge you to think about is, does your retirement pass that test based on your Social Security timing? What about the cost for medical, Medicare, all those supplements? How is the taxation going to run in your retirement plan? Is it going to be mostly coming out of your 401ks, 403bs, 457s, so those accounts are pre-tax, so you'll have a large tax bill? Or have you changed or converted to some Roth? What is that really going to look like? What if the market is volatile and we stay in a really bad bear for a long period of time, like what we did back in 2000 through 2002? What about all of those things, and can you pass that stress test?
How many people actually come in for a stress test? I should ask that question because I'm thinking a lot of times what happens is people that you have a plan in place, but let's say it was designed 15 years ago and you're not thinking about it right now because you're busy, life takes over. But how often do you have people come in that say, you know what, I just want to make sure, does this look okay to you? Or do I need to have a second opinion?
I think that everyone that comes in has a little bit of stress. I don't want to make it sound negative or anything, but there's something that you're missing or there's something that you're concerned about. So making sure that we can give you information to either relieve that stress or help you relieve that stress, that's what we're really looking for. It kind of makes me think about, you know, Cynthia, when you keep multiple sizes in your closet and you think back, oh, 15 years ago, I can put these pants on, and then you're stressed trying to stretch.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
It's just not the same thing, you know, menopause, that's how that goes.
Yes.
But I think about that with retirement. Yes, maybe you started making a plan 15, 20 years ago. What does it look like now? Will it pass that test? Is it going to be able to squeeze you through the rest of your life? Because everything is different with market volatility, inflation, taxes, medical. Oh my goodness, everything is just a huge mess right now. So let's put it all together, make sure that your retirement will be successful.
Rob, what happens when people are not thinking about what future tax liability could be in retirement?
Well, first off, we ask this question all the time. Do we think taxes are going to go up? No. No, the government's spending all kinds of money right now, so taxes are going to go down to pay for all of it. And sarcasm is one of my stronger suits, folks. But it's going to have to go up to be able to subsidize, to bring this rate that we have from national spending, our national debt, down. So we have to be very considerate of what is going on with our government, what's going to go on with us, because what happens there is going to affect us ultimately. So we need to be sure that we're prepared for that, and it's very important to have that part of your strategy in place.
What about people that have been saving so much, Kristina, in 401ks? What's happening with those folks when they're getting ready to retire?
Well, two different things. First off, a 401k is a group plan. This is something that you have with your employer, and this is when you're accumulating or contributing into this plan to save for retirement. Sometimes there is a Roth 401k available, so that would be an after-tax, and then that money would grow tax-free and distribute tax-free. A lot of times, folks, a 401k is not a distribution or decumulation plan. It's just a place to put the money while you're accumulating it or contributing to it. So a lot of folks, they'll retire and I'll hear them come in and they'll say, well, here's my plan. And it's just an unopened 401k statement. They don't even know how much is in there. Well, and I'll ask a simple question. How much money do you have to take out of that? And what's the tax rate going to be at the rate that you're taking the money out? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, who do you call?
Not Ghostbusters.
No, nobody. There is no one to help them. That's not what happens. That's not what they do.
Wow, unbelievable. And then, Rob, the other thing that we're talking a lot about, inflation. What about people that are coming in to sit down with you for the first time and they're not even thinking about what future inflation risk could be? What do you tell those folks?
Well, I think we look at the here and now. We talk about this all of the time. We hear what the numbers are from the government, and we have to take a step back and look at it. What is it in our household? How much is that actually costing us? And I think it's a lot more than we would actually think. So go back to your last statements and your credit card or on your bank account and look, what was a grocery bill 2-3 years ago versus what it is now? What was your gas consumption 2 to 3 years ago from what it is now? And it's going to give you a more detailed understanding of what you're personally going through. And I think that number will surprise you if you go back and do that.
Rob, thank you. What about people that may need to work a little bit longer to save more to have the retirement of their dreams?
Well, I think that anytime we're discussing retirement, it's not a number and it's not an age. I want you to please just throw those out of your mind, because it's going to be how can you retire and when can you retire based on what you need and then also what you want. So solving the puzzle that way might look a little bit different than just saying, oh, well, when I'm 65 and I'm going to go on Medicare, collect my Social Security and everything's good. What if that's not what's best for you? What if just another year or two can make several years of a difference in your retirement strategy? And ladies, we've got to be very careful out there. You know, we're going to live longer. The good die young. So gentlemen, they're gone quicker. So we need to make sure, I'm just teasing. So we need to make sure that we plan for that longevity. Longevity is one of the major risks in retirement now because people are living longer than ever, which is a fabulous thing. And when I think about inflation with longevity. So think about this for just a moment. Very, very simple math. If you take 2% and you multiply that over 10 years, that's 20%, right? So today's dollar is only worth 80 cents in 10 years. Just that tiny little bit of an amount, it falls back to that saying that taxes are the hidden inflation and inflation is the hidden tax. You got to be really careful to factor all of that in. And it's like Rob was saying, what is that inflation rate really? And I failed people a little bit. People were coming in and talking to me. They'll call into the radio or TV show or even from a seminar and say, I've got to talk to you. And inflation is 30 to 40% in my household. And I'm thinking, that's dramatic. But actually, it's not. I looked back in our own household, and I do apologize I didn't do this sooner. I looked back in our own household, and between our homeowners insurance went up dramatically because in Kentucky we had so many floods and tornadoes, and it's just been devastating. So they've had to increase that home and auto insurance. And then also, you think about your utilities. All the utilities increased, especially our water bill. And then I think about the taxes. Everybody's home value went up because we had this big housing boom. So now taxes are more. That's just the basics right there, Cynthia. Then we talk about our food and our fuel. We all know where fuel is at.
Absolutely.
Very uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And even charging the cars, when you have an electric car, it's costing more than what people were anticipating. So things are really off balance. Things are very expensive.
You take a look too, and you go back to the COVID years, right? The couple years that we went through that, people are now having to go back into the office. They're having to buy their, buy professional clothes, buy their food when they get to work, because a lot of people still aren't taking their meals with them. So they have that extra expense along with everything else, including those folks that took advantage of the low interest rates and bought bigger houses because they needed a home office during that period of time. The real estate market was out of this world at that point in time. You couldn't find a house. So everything takes into consideration.
Thank you, Rob. Well, Kristina, you and Rob have a very special offer to present today. Let's talk about what that is before we open the phones.
Yes, folks, I do know that you have some concerns out there. The number one concern I'm hearing is taxation. We do have an awesome tool. It's called the Retirement Tax Bill Calculator. You can jump onto yourpowerfullegacy.com and check it out yourself, or come in and see us. We would love to offer you a complimentary consultation for a financial plan. Folks, you're not coming in to be sold anything. That's something that I really love that differentiates us from a lot of the other advisors out there, is that you're not coming in to be sold. We're not even going to offer you business in that first appointment. If there's something we can do to move forward in the future, we may talk about it, but we want to give you that information and make sure that everything is covered. So if you're worried about taxes, inflation, the volatility of the market, maybe your health care, and maybe you're just plain old worried that you're going to run out of money in retirement, give us a call. Let's do a stress test on your retirement, complimentary.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call, 877-893-5099. If you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, grab it. Click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services landing page. You can book your time accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break here on Your Powerful Legacy TV, but don't go anywhere. If you're thinking about hiring a professional to help navigate the retirement years, but you're not sure what types of questions you should be asking, stay tuned. This next segment is for you.
Well, before we even meet the client, we do set expectation of the information that we would need to make the most of our time together. When people come in, I never know how long an appointment's going to last. Sometimes it could be 20 or 30 minutes. Sometimes it could be a couple of hours. We're based in Kentucky, but we do service that Kentuckiana area, so our Lexington and Louisville firms. Well, Kentucky is home. Most of you that know me know that I was born in northern Utah, so I've been in Kentucky for almost 30 years. It's home and I absolutely love it. Lexington and Louisville are very different. The people are different. The demographic is very different, but there's one thing that is absolutely similar, which is people are just wonderful. We get to deal with so many amazing people, and I meet a lot of amazing people in this career, so I'm very grateful, very blessed. The big box firm just reminds me of that, a big cardboard box, just not really anything special, kind of like you must fit in that box for things to work. And one of the things that I really love about my own company is because it is woman-started, woman-owned. Women rule the world. Let's not ever make this mistake of thinking otherwise. Ladies, we got this. So knowing that women are making the primary financial decisions and that women live longer, I think that there's just more of a natural attraction to the fact that I can sit down, woman to woman, make sure that you're going to have an amazing, lasting rest of your life.
Welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is 𝘁𝗍𝗄. I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. And we know that you're in the viewing audience today and you're wondering, should I be hiring a professional to handle my finances? There are some questions that you should be asking. So Kristina and Rob, I have to ask you, obviously, people that are in the viewing audience today and they're wondering, do I need a financial advisor to navigate retirement, or can I do it on my own? What type of advice do you have, Kristina, for them?
If you are comfortable looking up on YouTube to do your own brain surgery, then absolutely, you are probably qualified to take care of your own financial plan. So go for it. I'm just teasing. It can be something that is a very personal decision, but I will tell you that it is very rare that people successfully complete their life and don't run out of money or live the way that they want to without a professional. And having that guide is something that we're not just here to help you with just the money end. It's about all the different stages that come through life. What do things look like when you're not here anymore? I go and sit down with my client's family and make sure that all of their wishes are fulfilled. That is a huge piece. I don't know what else to say other than, I don't know if I would want to be without it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Another question I think, Rob, I think would come to mind would be, are you a specialist in that area? Meaning, if someone is thinking about hiring a financial advisor, wouldn't it be important to work with someone who specializes in the distribution years versus accumulation?
Yes, it's much different, right? So you're going to work all of your life to save, and how you've done that is how you've done it. Is there ways towards the end of your career before retirement to beef that up a little bit? Yes. But it is very important to sit down and have that discussion, have that strategy worked out in place and ready for you to have the most efficient retirement possible.
Communication, Kristina. I know that you and Rob are passionate about communication. If someone's in the audience today and they haven't heard from their financial advisor in, let's say, 5 to 7 years, is that a red flag?
Absolutely it is. I call those the sand cranes. You know, when the market starts to go down and they just stick their head in the sand. I'm like a flamingo. I'm going to be right out there, and I'm going to make sure that I'm present. I want you to be able to see me, know that I'm here for you, and I want to be that bright focus that you're going to have even when the market is really bad. Every advisor looks like a superstar when we're in this bull run and the market is great. I want to look like the superstar when everybody else is losing, and we manage the bottom side. We've made sure that you have a safe bucket. We make sure that you're comfortable with the risk that you're taking inside of the market. And more importantly, we make sure that you won't run out of money in retirement. That's what we're really looking for. And ladies out there, another thing that I really like, a lot of women tell me that they want to meet with a woman because they want to feel safe. They don't want to feel talked down to. Not saying that any man would, but I've had women that have said that before. And I really want a woman to feel safe. I want her to feel valued because you've worked really hard for your savings. And I completely understand. I've worked really hard and I'm a little late in the game on the savings, raised my children, so I understand those stages. I want to make sure that you feel safe, you feel comfortable in that conversation, and that we take good care of you.
Yeah. I think men and women are very different too. So sometimes men hear something different and it's just maybe not the right fit. Women have the same understandings with one another. I mean, I notice it just even with you two, that the way you get along, the way you talk, the way you communicate, it's nothing like what guys would do. So, you know, I think the communication line is a little different there. So I think it's very important.
And I love what you said, Kristina, about how important it is to have a woman's opinion dealing with a woman, because we've heard in the past, obviously, people have come into different areas. They've sat down as a couple, husband and wife, and a lot of women feel like the advisor is ignoring the female but speaking directly to the male. How often are you hearing that, Kristina, from people that are coming in for the first time, that they are often, as women, overlooked in the meeting process?
Yes, I don't want to say that there's oppression, you know, I don't want to be that dramatic, but I have this conversation with my husband all the time. I can literally create an account and my name is first on it, I'm the one that created it, and then they'll say, oh no, you need to get permission from Rob to speak. And I'm like, what? Yeah. That's not the way that it is. I have my own and I have my own voice, and that's how it is. And I feel like a lot of times women are not listened to. So yes, I've seen that, Cynthia, and my precious daughter-in-law, she works at a hair salon and she's quite successful. I'm very proud of her. She's a great young lady. And there's a big box firm that comes in and handles their 401k. The gentleman that came in, the advisor for this, talked down to her so ugly, it about made her cry.
Yeah, he said that she was going to run out of retirement, run out of money before she retired. She's 20 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And she's saving. And he said, you need to work harder and save more. And she's like, what are you talking about? And it broke my heart, really, because there's only one way, and that's the way that he was showing. Yeah. And so I told her, I said, sweetheart, just put into that account whatever they're matching. Don't leave free money on the table. So if you have a 401k, put in whatever they're matching, and then talk to a professional about what you can do outside of that, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. And I told her, we will take care of this. Don't worry about it. And most certainly don't let some dude talk to you bad. That's terrible.
For younger people, it should be like your children. You encourage them, you point them in the right direction, and you might slap them in the rear and say, go get them. And that's what needs to be done in their younger years, and teach responsible savings. But to be able to criticize, it's very upsetting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Kristina, you and Rob have a very special offer. Let's talk about what that is before we open the phone lines again.
Yes. Folks, I do want to make sure that you understand that as you have these concerns that arise, there is no question that is ever supposed to be unanswered. Even if you think that a question is silly, please bring it into us. We would love to offer you a complimentary consultation. This will be a complimentary written financial plan. Now, I've seen folks come in and they'll have a big binder from their big bucks firm, and I'll start asking a couple of questions. You know, when do you take your Social Security? What's the timing for that? What's your taxation plan on your money that was saved with pre-tax money like 401k? And then also, when are you going to actually start decumulating all of that taxable money? How much income are you going to have? How do you put all of that together? Oh, wait, what about down the road? If you have longevity, how long will that money last? So all of those things coming together, we would love to offer you a moment to make sure that you are on track. When you come in to visit us, I'd love to give you a complimentary copy also of the Retirement Train. This book is not for sale. We only give it away, which is my great pleasure. It is a wonderful book. People get a lot of great information from it, and I know you're going to love it too. And even though this is complimentary, folks, I hear firms that are charging a few $1,000s for this exact same thing. It is our pleasure and our blessing to be able to give that information to you. When you leave, you simply leave with the information. If there's anything else we need to do, we will let you know. So please take a moment. Your time is important to us, and we know that our time is important to you. So please take a moment. Let's get together.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is 877-893-5099. We know you have a lot of questions for Rob and Kristina about how to plan your perfect retirement. They have the answers for you. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have viewer questions. One of those could be yours. Stay tuned.
It's Kristina 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. I'm the founder and CEO of Powerful Legacy. My boys are both licensed agents in the firm, and so when I was starting the business, I didn't want the business to be called Ping Legacy after my last name because it's my maiden name, not my son's names. The logo is my signature, PL. So I wanted to find something that went with legacy that started with the letter P, and my son Preston decided on the word powerful. It's my pride and joy. I worked in the corporate world for several years and realized that there's a lot more that I could be doing to help people. I really feel like that's the essence of life, to help others. And so being able to go from that everyday corporate mumbo jumbo to really honing in on what was the most important to me and what could I give back to other people, that's been the pleasure of Powerful Legacy. We get to meet people of all sorts, but truly, when it comes down to them picking us and us picking them, we're very like-minded, very high in the morale, the ethics, the love for humanity, making sure that we're just doing the right thing. It's really that simple. I cut my teeth almost 20 years ago in the property and casualty world of insurance. Before that, I was actually going to be a lawyer. Don't hold that against me. And when I did jump into the insurance world, I just realized there's so much more to it. So just kept progressing, and then eventually into financial services, retirement, all those aspects of this entire career. And it's amazing.
And welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I am joined today by Kristina 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 and Rob 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Insurance and Financial Services. And we have viewer questions in this segment. I love this. This is my favorite part of the show. Well, I actually love the testimonials, actually even better, the show that we did for that. But anyway, this is great. So Rob, I'm going to take this first one to you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Rob, how do I know if what a professional recommends is best for me?
Oh, I love this question. Yes, I love this question. So everybody's got a gut, right? So use it. Use that gut. Did they actually show you what's best for you? Did they show you your decumulation strategy? Did they show you taxes? Did they figure in Social Security? Is your gut and your feelings okay with what they're showing you? Did they make you question things even more and then give you the answers for those questions? There's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot to digest, but always follow your gut. It's going to lead you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rob. Kristina, this next one's for you. How do I know if I chose a professional that's in the wrong specialty? How do I know?
Well, we all do something different. So that's one of my favorite things, is that people will ask me, who's your competition? I do not have any. I do not know anyone in my area that does the same thing that we do at Powerful Legacy. And the wrong person is going to be someone who does not specialize in what you need. So it depends on what stage you're in. There are some great things about these big box firms, and we all know them with their initials. They're fabulous at gambling money in the market. They do the same thing for every client. So if every client is winning because the market's up, great. If the market's down, every client loses. I don't like that personally. I like it to be tailored to your personal risk tolerance and what you need. So if you have the wrong person, then maybe it's time to start looking for the right one. Let me tell you who that's going to be. Someone who is in the stage that you need. So for the rest of your life, from pre-retirement, those financial red zone years, so about 7 to 10 years before retirement, on through the rest of your life, you need a specialist that can put everything together, including decumulating your money or spending your money. I'm excellent at that. You can ask my husband. And we also want to make sure that that person is helping preserve your wealth, at the same time, keeping your financial health at its prime, making sure that Social Security timing is correct, making sure that inflation is calculated in their taxes, all of these items that are important, that it's all put together. What's more is at Powerful Legacy, we have powerful partners. I can't do everything. I'm certainly not a lawyer or a CPA, and I have a specialist in property and casualty insurance and Medicare, so a Medicare supplement. We send you to the powerful partners. Sometimes I'm the coach, sometimes I'm the quarterback. That's the way that that runs, and I'm very happy in my role, and it is my pleasure to show you how we're different. We're more. We're better.
And she mentioned the two words, spending and prime. Right. So for the viewers who have been watching the show for quite some time now, we have this contest going on with Amazon. Kristina's still winning.
It's not a contest. It's not a contest at all. I am the ultimate winner.
I love it. Don't we all love Amazon? I mean, it's amazing.
Yes, we do. And people ask me all the time, they're like, have you dumped your Amazon stock? I won't tell.
I love it. Well, Rob, only about a minute and a half left of the show, but we had one person that asked, I think I need a second opinion. Would you and Kristina give me one?
We 100% would. We would be honored to. I think everybody that has any questions or concerns and has that bad gut feeling, come in and see us. We would be honored to help you.
All right. Thank you. And Kristina, we're almost time to close, if you will, this week. I know you have a very special message and an offer.
Yes. Folks, as we are offering you this complimentary financial plan, I want to tell you that this is not something that's going to be difficult. It will be very easy. We will let you know what documents to bring to make the most of our time together when we first meet. We never know which direction this is going to go, how much you're going to need, or what is already in place. Will you pass that stress test that we've talked about in this episode? We're going to let you know, yes or no, are you on track? If you're not, we're going to let you know what steps you need to take to get there. That's something that's completely different. And again, complimentary. This is very valuable. I understand that a lot of folks are paying several thousands for this. We want to give this to you, and we can't wait to meet you.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, most specifically, thank you for spending time with us today on Your Powerful Legacy TV. Any questions for Rob and Kristina, please call in 877-893-5099 or grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today on Your Powerful Legacy TV with Kristina and Rob 𝗀𝗀𝘁𝗀𝗀𝗺.